Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Two Dimensions here, and I bring you an any match against Umbreon is the best. He's a really good battler, so go check him out. He does narrations as well. And so yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna lead off with my Sat Slashes. He's gonna lead off with his Espeon, Mind Flex, and I know a special attack is gonna be coming, so I'm gonna switch into my Kecleon, my special defense wall, and he goes for a Psychic. I'm guessing that this Espeon is actually Choice Specs, because that's what most Espeons are, and he does get this Spadef drop, which is really unfortunate. So at this point, I'm just gonna go for the Sucker Punch to see how much damage it would do. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't KO, but right here I get the crit, and I mean, it's pretty even because that Spadef drop really did hurt me, because it kind of made my Kecleon useless, and there was really nothing else I can switch into to take in the incoming Psychic. So he's gonna go into his Shiftry, probably to make me scared and switch out, because he's a Dark type, and I was a Psychic type at that point thanks to my color change ability. But he went for the Fake Out. Now I'm a normal type, and he's just gonna go for the C-Bomb. I wanted to see if he was gonna go for a Sucker Punch or something like that, so I was gonna go for a substitute, but you know, that didn't happen. It doesn't finish me off, so I'm just gonna switch, and he's gonna switch as well, and he's gonna go into his Hitmonchan as I go into my Luxray. And Luxray has the Intimidate, so that Hitmonchan is not gonna have the full potential it could have had, and he doesn't like that Intimidate, so he's gonna switch into his Diamond. I don't know what he was predicting. He just probably didn't want any damage to his Hitmonchan, but I'm gonna go for the Spark, and that Spark does like nothing to that Sableye, because Sableyes are like defensive walls. So I'm gonna head out predicting the Will-O-Wisp, and I was right. He does go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I go into my Mortar, and that does absolutely nothing because I'm a Fire type. But I know Sableyes don't have that much special defense, so I'm gonna go with a Flamethrower, and it does a lot of damage. I was hoping it would KO because I thought it would at first, but he does have some EVs in the special defense, I think. So he's gonna go for the Payback. It does a lot of damage because he did go second, and it's Stab for Sableye. Luckily it doesn't carry the Shadow Sneak, so because that Shadow Sneak probably would have KO'd me, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna go for the Flamethrower and finish him off. And now he's gonna go into his Hitmonchan. I'm predicting the Mach Punch or something right here, so I'm gonna go into my Luxray to take the incoming hit, because it's a physical wall that I made, because it has an Intimidate and it has pretty good defenses. So that was my plan there, but instead he went for the Close Combat, and even with the Intimidate on that thing, but he's Life Orbed, so that does a little less than half. So I was surprised with how much damage that actually did. So I'm just gonna go for the Spark, because I know Hitmonchans don't have that great of defenses. So he's gonna switch into his Torkoal with Physical Wall, and the Spark does like nothing to it. I think to his Torkoal, I'm just gonna try to go for the Toxic, but I keep on missing all of them, and he's just gonna go for the Gyro Ball, and that actually does quite a bit. Well, not really. This mediocre damage to my Luxray, even though it's not stab and stuff. So he's gonna switch into his Hitmonchan, and I go for the Toxic, and I miss again, which is pretty bad, because I'm just trying to wear away this Hitmonchan because it's very powerful. And I'm just gonna go into my Kecleon as fodder so I can get the Intimidate off with my Luxray. That was the plan at first, but I think I decided to get greedy right here and switch it to my Sandslash first instead of my Luxray, forcing him to switch, and I would have had free rocks up, and it would have broken his Sash on that Shiftry. At this point, I really thought that Shiftry was a Focus Sash, but like I said, I'm gonna switch into my Sandslash, and he's gonna go for the Close Combat. It does a lot of damage. That's just from a Life Orb Hitmonchan. So I'm just gonna go for the rocks, because it's always good to have the rocks up, and I'm trying to break sashes and stuff. And I didn't think, since he was Life Orb, I didn't think he carried the Rapid Spin, but at this point I'm just gonna go for the Night Slash. I don't carry the Earthquake, because a lot of people like to switch into Haunters, flying types, and I used to bring this into OU. That's why Night Slash instead of Earthquake, because I mean Earthquake's so predictable. But in the NU tier, probably switch back to Earthquake. But yeah, so he's gonna KO my Sand Slash, and he's just gonna finish me off. So I'm gonna switch it to my Espeon. Just gonna go straight for the Hidden Power Fire. He's gonna go for the Bullet Punch before he dies, and I went for the Hidden Power Fire just in case he switches into his Shiftry, predicting the Psychic, because that would have been a pretty predictable move. But he just played it safe, foddered out his Hitmonchan, and switched to his Shiftry later. So I was kind of scared of the Sucker Punch, so I'm gonna switch into my Luxray to get the Intimidate off on that thing. And he's gonna go for a Fake Out. It's gonna do nothing. So I'm kind of wondering what kind of Shiftry this is. I'm thinking maybe it was Choice Banded, but I'm not sure because it did a little. But I'm just gonna try to get Toxic on anything he tries to bring in. And in this case, he's gonna bring in his Torkoal. And I think I'm just gonna try to stall this out until he's gonna be forced into going for the Explosion, because that's what this Luxray does usually to Exploders. I just try to flinch it, but I don't know why I kept on going for the Spark, because it was Stab and I get burned here. So I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible, because that Ice Fang would have done absolutely nothing Torkoal, and I wouldn't be able to wither him down as much. So I was gonna go for the Spark, keep on going for that, then go for the Ice Fang, and then I could go for the Protect, and then he'll explode and he would faint, and I would still have my Luxray. But that burn really did hurt me. He's getting most of the hacks so far, but you know, that's alright, that's part of the game. And I'm gonna die to that burn now. I probably should have stalled him out a little bit more with Protect, risking that he would go for the Explosion or something later. But I'm gonna switch it to my Politoed, because this is a Belly Drummer Politoed, and I was trying to force him to switch, but instead he goes for the Explosion a lot more earlier than what I intended him to do. So that was actually very good that he did go for the Explosion right there, because now I don't have a sub, and he's gonna go into his Gardevoir. I'm predicting the Thunder Wave or Toxic, actually, because most Gardevoirs don't carry the Charge Beam, and I know some of them do, but this one unfortunately has the Charge Beam. So he's gonna break my sub because it's super effective, and there's really nothing else I can do to this Gardevoir, because I only carry a Waterfall and Brick Break. And I went for the Waterfall because I forgot that he actually traced my Water Absorb ability. I forgot, and that was just a really bad play. So that Politoed didn't get to do anything. That was terrible. So I'm gonna switch it to my Magmortar. I really should have gotten into my Espeon first, because I do carry the Signal Beam and I am Choice Specs, so I could have withered this down a lot, even though this is a special defense wall with Choice Specs and Charge Beam, so it's gonna raise his attack even more. Luckily he's not very fast compared to my Magmortar, so I did go for Flamethrower twice, try to wither it down enough so Espeon can finish it off. So back to the point, I probably should have switched into Espeon then Magmortar, because the last Pokemon is Shiftry and he does carry the Fake Out, and that possibly could have burned him and he wouldn't be able to hit my Magmortar with anything, because he doesn't carry a dark move. He carries like Fake Out, X Scissor, and Seed Bomb. And I'm just gonna go for the Signal Beam. He said good game at this point, and I wasn't sure who was gonna win because he could possibly be carrying the Focus Sash, and he does have it. He's the late game Sasher, and he's gonna finish me off with the X Scissor. So that was a good game. Umbreon is the best. We have to battle again. So like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.